Hi, this is a presentation on erotic hypnosis for socially distant lovers. I'm Dr. Amy Marsh. I'm a clinical sexologist, certified sexuality counselor through ASECT, certified hypnotist, and certified hypnosis instructor. And this video is just to give you a quick look at what's possible for us in maintaining long-distance relationships or trying something new and different during this time of social isolation. So we will share our screen. There we go. And now we're into this. So erotic hypnosis for socially distanced lovers. The mind is really your biggest sexual organ. Your imagination is one of the most important things that you have to offer and to enjoy. And this early book by Dr. Daniel Arras and Dr. Robert T. Black was probably the first book written, at least in English, precisely about the uses of hypnosis for sexual satisfaction and enjoyment. There are a lot of uses of erotic hypnosis, whether you're alone or whether you're partnered. If you're partnered, you can use it to increase affectionate bonding by using loving, appreciative language delivered to a partner while that person is in hypnosis, relaxed, eyes closed, soaking in those loving words. You can use it to increase relaxation prior to sexual activity through relaxation suggestions. You can increase arousal prior to and during sexual activity via erotic language. You can do fantasy play, role play, sensation play, on up to hypnogasms, but of course that's rather advanced. And also as an erotic enrichment for people who have mobility issues because they're aging or have a chronic illness or there's disability issues. So what is erotic hypnosis anyway? Mainly it's a skillful use of shifts in brainwave states and suggestions to enhance erotic feelings and sexual responses. It's a personal, recreational use of hypnosis between people who are intimately involved. It's used by consenting adults to enrich sexual relationships and play. And as I mentioned earlier, you can do self-hypnosis that's erotic, partnered hypnosis, and even group hypnosis. It's easy to learn basic hypnosis skills, but it takes practice to become proficient. It also takes trust, actually, on the person who's being hypnotized. It's compatible with many different types of sexual behavior. It's compatible with many types of sexual interests and preferences. You can enjoy it with or without physical touch. It can be enjoyed in proximity with the partner or long distance. It can be enjoyed by people, as I mentioned before, who have some physical mobility issues or who are not well. And you can use the internet, phone, text, email, and even snail mail to do hypnosis with a partner. And you can enjoy it with or without the use of sex toys or other props. There's myths and there's truths of hypnosis. It's not mind control. You don't lose self-control in hypnosis. However, a lot of erotic hypnotists enjoy mind control fantasy games, but it's just that, a fantasy that two people or more are enacting together. You cannot get stuck in hypnosis because hypnosis is really just a word for making use of the slower brain waves. And we go in and out of these brainwave shifts all the time, depending on our focus. Hypnosis is not sleep, but it is possible to become so deeply relaxed during hypnosis that you do fall asleep, but it really is not the same. Why some people are naturally good at being hypnotized, they take to it easily for some reason. Maybe they've got a background in meditation, something else. It's actually a learned skill. Almost anybody, and I'm speaking of adults here, almost anybody can be hypnotized. It may not go deeply, but you don't have to go that deep to have a lot of fun and enjoyment with this. One of the ways that hypnosis works is that either from a physical sensation or experience or a recall, a memory or imagination, nerve cells fire And neurosignatures are created or they're made more robust by repetition. So it's the same nerve cells firing, whether you bite into a lemon for real, or you just remember what it's like to bite into the lemon and find your mouth puckering and, smell that lemon, taste that tart taste. Your same nerve cells fire, whether or not you're really doing it or you're just remembering. Now, lovers often need help. And I've gone to some of the experts. There are many people who've written books about human sexual behavior and how to have more fun and enjoyment. And sexual trans has been spoken of from time to time, but it's not often mentioned enough. But this author, Jack Moran, did. This is a very popular book, Mating in Captivity, and this paragraph about cultivating erotic play is something that can certainly be done, bringing erotic hypnosis into the picture. Here's some other suggestions from other authors. Incorporating rituals, role play, romance, or a pampering royal treatment. Again, hypnosis can be part of all of this. You can, let's say you're doing royal treatment, you've got your partner laying on a couch and the soft music's playing, and you've got some nice chocolate you're going to feed to that person. You may tantalize and tease them, having them remember the taste of the chocolate and yearn for it before you actually give them some of that. Let's say a chocolate truffle, they're nice and soft. In the same way, you can tease and tantalize a partner while they're in hypnosis and get them very excited and anticipating more fun and games and pleasure happening. Another, mind journeys, role play, shape-shifting. If you're in hypnosis, you can pretty much take on any form you like. It's kind of like Second Life without the equipment. I know that's an old example, but you know what I'm saying. You can be the sexy alien abductor. You can be the abducted. Your fantasies, really, there's no limit. Imagination. Again, this is all about the imagination. And if you apply the gifts of imagination to erotic situations and transitions, I guarantee you, you will be having a great deal of fun and enjoyment and satisfaction. So what do separated lovers need? Well, we need to communicate, to be in touch even when we're not touching physically. We need to be connected and to feel that that connection is nourished and renewed. We need to feel relaxed enough to feel arousal and passion. And in a time of considerable stress, like the period we're in now, erotic hypnosis can get us back into that very nice parasympathetic nervous system state where we're actually able to feel arousal. When we've got the fight or flight or freeze thing going, sex is the last thing we want to think about. We want to feel needed, wanted, we want to feel stimulation, we want to feel satisfied, and there may be other things that you might add to this list. Now, as I said before, erotic hypnosis can help separated lovers. So I'm a big proponent into incorporating affectionate, ego-strengthening words and sessions with your partner. Imagine closing your eyes, breathing deeply, becoming relaxed, and then having your partner pour loving words, pillow talk, appreciation, reinforcing your desirability. And you get to soak all that in, and your subconscious likes that just fine. And then you turn around and return the favor. This can be wonderful for a relationship. And you can create sessions to de-stress and relax before intimacy, as I just mentioned. And you can also create very special, memorable erotic hypnosis sessions. But you always want to plan these with your partner and get consent for various elements prior to the session. As I said before, consent is huge. And it's one of the first things you want to do is work out boundaries. You want to negotiate. You want to discuss and agree upon beforehand, before you even start, having your partner close your eyes and breathing deeply. You want to determine the purpose of the hypnotic scene beforehand, such as sensation play, fantasy role play, building an affectionate bond, whatever it is. You want your setting that you're in physically to be comfortable and private. As I said before, the session can be in person or through a communication device. And to begin, the hypnotic recipient usually lies down or sits in a comfortable chair, closes their eyes, and begins to breathe slowly and deeply, usually with the hypnotist lover delivering suggestions for these things and deepening the relaxation in the trance. And the person who's receiving all this, all they have to do is listen and follow the suggestions, and their brainwaves slow, and the erotic trance begins. The hypnosis recipient is then directed to an imaginary setting for the erotic portion of the session, or maybe they're directed to begin feeling sensations of various kinds in a part of the body. Usually it works well when you're beginning to do non-genital play, and then you build upon that. You want to be convinced, both of you, that these things are possible, that your mind really can cause physical changes to your body. And so the agreed upon activities are taking play, and eventually the session is brought to a close, and the recipient is emerged from hypnosis via suggestion. Often it's just a number count from 5 back up to 1, or the reverse. And then you want to have aftercare, physical and emotional, have water, maybe food, a blanket, cuddles, and then save your discussion about the session and what you might have done differently later. I've mentioned physical limitations. You can create imaginative workarounds that take your mind and your sexual responses where your body might not physically be able to follow. And hypnosis can insist in maintaining long-distance relationships. And post-hypnotic suggestions can be really fun, can add zest and variety to the daily routine. But just make sure that you're not implanting a hypnotic suggestion or trigger that would take place in a public place. You want your hypnotic partner, if you're the hypnotist, to be in a safe, private place so that they can enjoy this triggered sensation comfortably and without embarrassment. So just keep in mind that hypnosis, learning it, receiving it, takes practice and trust. Always good to try short, non-erotic sessions first while you're building your skills. People can talk while they're in hypnosis, and that's fine. And a session should end the minute someone shows or expresses discomfort. I love it when sessions include affirmations of affection and appreciation, desirability, and so on. I'm a big proponent of positive language only. And be aware of how each recipient responds to permissive and indirect language versus direct and authoritarian language. So for more information and the online erotic hypnosis workshops that I'm planning to give very soon for all of us who are stuck indoors and getting bored, you can contact me via Gmail or look for announcements on my website, amymarshsexologist.com. There are a few different episodes about erotic hypnosis on my podcast, Love's Outer Limits, on Blog Talk Radio. And there's also some articles I've written and also articles that people have written interviewing me about this. So there's good information out there, and I'm going to be very happy teaching people to learn how to do this because it's really fun, it's rewarding, it's sexy. So I hope you got a lot out of this session, and please be well, stay safe.